Week 8 pigeon pick, Buffalo Bills at the Seattle Seahawks. Let's line it up. The Buffalo Bills have a lot of pathways to victory in this game and to even cover the spread. It starts with their offense. Their offense is second in the NFL right now, averaging 1.023 points per minute of possession time, behind only the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they are regressing on that rate, 14% week over week, in fact. But even with that regression, if that trend held true, they're looking at averaging about 0.9 points per minute of possession time. And if they average over 0.8 points per minute of possession time, they're likely going to walk away with the win. So they're giving themselves a lot of room for error should that offense perform well below expectations. On the defensive side of the ball for Buffalo, the question they have to answer is which version of themselves are going to show up. They've literally hit in 3 different tiers of performance. They've held their opponents to under half a point per minute of possession time in 3 of their 7 games. They've allowed opponents to score 1 point per minute of possession time in 1 of their games. That was the Week 4 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Their other 3 games were right in the middle. And those 3 games are the quality of opponent that we would put the Seattle Seahawks into. We're talking about the Arizona Cardinals, the Houston Texans, and the New York Jets. Those games, the Buffalo Bills held their opponents to 0.7 points per minute of possession time. If they can hold them to 0.7 points per minute or lower, the Buffalo Bills are easily going to walk away with a victory. The third and final thing for the Bills to think about on their way to victory in this game is possession time. They've only hit the 30-minute mark of possession time once this entire season. Now they're 5-2, so it hasn't been a big deal. But one way you can let a team like the Seattle Seahawks come into this game with a chance to win is by giving them extra opportunity. If the Bills can hit 28 to 31 minutes of possession time with the ranges that we've talked about on both offense and defense, they're going to win this game. This isn't to say that the Seahawks don't have a chance at winning this game. There are a couple things they can do to pull off the upset, starting with their offense. They've got to get their offense back into the range of their first 4 games. In their first 4 games this season, the Seahawks averaged over 0.8 points per minute of possession time. That's above the range we just talked about for the Bills defense. If they can get back to that, they're going to be looking pretty good for an opportunity to steal one. However, they too have been regressing week over week by about 11% in their scoring behavior. They did have their best game of the season last week in terms of scoring behavior, getting to almost 1 point per minute of possession time. What was the difference in that game that wasn't present all season long throughout this regression? Turnovers. They forced the Falcons into 3 turnovers, giving their offense extra opportunities to eat up clock and score points. If they're able to do that against the Buffalo Bills, that's going to be a huge help for that offense and also keep some pressure off of that defense. Now, the thing about the turnovers, though, being the second key to victory for the Seahawks to steal an upset, is they haven't been really good at it. In fact, last week was a revelation. 3 turnovers in 1 game was about half of their total turnovers for the entire year. The question is that a one-off against the Falcons, or is it the start of something coming for this Seattle Seahawks defense? Turnovers are impossible to predict, but if you can get them, they can lead to outlier outcomes. And that is something the Seahawks are going to need. So they've got to build off of that momentum. Again, the challenge for them is they're going against the Bills, who have about the best turnover differential in football. They just simply haven't been turning it over. If the Seahawks can get the Bills to deviate from that turnover differential and they can build off of last week's momentum, they're going to give themselves a chance because they're going to need every opportunity they can get. This also benefits the defense, and this is going to be the key for the Seahawks because they also have sort of been all over the place. They've allowed as many as 42 points and as few as 3, with most of their games being somewhere in between. If they can get the Bills to come down to that in-between range, which is about 0.6 to 0.7 points per minute, they actually will give themselves a chance. Remember, 0.6 to 0.7 is well below the range we gave for the Bills offense in their keys to victory. But again, the Bills are going to be by far the best offense they've faced all season, so this will be a tough test for them. But these are their pathways to victory. That being said, we think the most likely individual outcome for this game is a Bills victory 23 to 18. Strengthening that position is the fact that the Bills have more pathways to victory. So not only are they likely to win this game, they're also likely to cover the spread. Doesn't mean the Seahawks can't win it. It just means they don't have a lot of opportunity. They're gonna have to create outlier events. If they can do that, they'll give themselves a chance. If you want more picks and predictions from us, not just for Week 8, but for the entire season, using our exclusive behavior science-backed analytics, make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter. The link is in the description and it's in the comments.